Get it right. Yeah.
Come join us as we take you on a trip from the practice pen to the show arena and let you listen in as top trainers prepare their students to compete in the Western industry's most exciting equine sport. Then you'll learn what it takes to become a top weekend cutter.
Brought to you by Farm and Ranch TV.
The rural American lifestyle. It's how we work, and it's how we play. It's how we learn and how we enjoy the finer things in life. How we take care of our animals and tend to the land. It's a way of life. Has been for hundreds of years. Now there's a whole new way for rural America to watch TV. Hey folks, welcome to Cuttin' Up. I'm Kenny Imai, your host. This week's episode is brought to you by Farm and Ranch Television, the future of rural programming. Go to www.watchfrtv.com. You'll see 52 television shows, absolutely free. Don't even pull your credit card out. There's no subscriptions. Watch and enjoy. We're going to go to Brenham, Texas, and catch up with Constantine Coladas as he gets his customers ready to show, and then he's going to haul them up to Belton, Texas. ACHA's got a show going on in the air condition. But first, let's go to Brenham.
Hi, I'm Constantine Coladas, and we're here in Brenham, Texas at Nueces Canyon Ranch. And today I'm here with my son Dylan, and we're going to go to a show in Belton tomorrow. So there's a few things that we've been working on all week, and still working out, trying to iron out some problems that we have with him and this horse right here. This is a WR This Cat's Smart that I trained and showed in the futurity. Did real well the first go, and then she come up crippled, so I lost 2 years on her. So she's a little bit green, real talented, very, very nice mare. So I allowed Dylan just kind of take her and show her and get her seasoned. And like I said, we're trying to work out a few kinks between those two, and we will get it done. No matter how long it takes to be here. Hey Dylan, what do you like to do besides ride horses?
Well, when I'm not on a horse, I enjoy fishing and hunting, but 99% of the time, I just enjoy being on a horse.
Right.
And helping you.
Yeah.
Go to shows.
And that's what we do. We love to ride horses. We love to fish, and he loves to hunt. And I'm not a big hunter. My father was, and I guess that's where he gets that from. But I just like to train and go fish with him, and we have a lot of fun together. And it's just very enjoyable to be able to hang out with my son a lot. It means a lot. But anyway, what we're going to work on today is a few things. One thing about him, he's a little aggressive on his cuts. He's pretty aggressive like I was when I was his age, and it's took me a long time to slow down and realize I don't have to mark a 75 or a 6 every time I crack the herd. Although it's still in me, I have slowed down a lot. But when he has those tendencies there, so I understand it, so I try to distinguish that flame in him, especially before we go show. And that's what we're going to do here today. Work on slowing down on our cuts and getting in the right position to go hold that cow and getting centered up. This mare right here, she tends to be just she's real hot and she's real feely, so she's not real easy to show or even ride, but she's sure worth it when you put it all together. So what we got to do to this mare is just slow down a lot. And like I said, I know what he's thinking because I was there, and but this is the horse that he has to show right now, so it's something we have to deal with, and that's what we're going to work on today. Okay. All right. Remember, we're getting ready for tomorrow now, okay? Clean cuts, no misses, stay in position, and work your mare. If she gets a little pushy, just stop her, but do it easy like, okay? Just try to keep it simple. Try to keep it simple and slow down. I have to tell Dylan sometimes, Dylan, just go try to mark a 72. Don't worry about a 5. And when I do that, boy, he tends to just be a lot better. And we all are. A lot of times we try to force things and make it happen, but that's really not cutting. You got to allow it to happen, and when the situation arises, then you take advantage of it. That's the only thing you can do. Step up a little bit here. There you go. Don't get too close to him. Back off a little bit. Get your hand down. Very good. Ride that mare across that cow. Awesome. Slow down now. Slow down. Slow down. Perfect. Slow down. Perfect, Dylan. Perfect. Perfect. Slow down. Slow down right here. Awesome. Find you a spot right here. Right there. Okay. Now come here a minute. Come here a minute. Okay, I had to, you got a little aggressive on your cuts a little bit. You wanted to really get up on top of those cows. I got you slowed down. And then when you got cut, you still overriding, especially to the right. This mare is so attractive to watch. She wants to be so good. Keeping her slow and soft is the key to her. You get to asking too much of this mare, she'll just go, oh, let's go, let's go. And then we catch a miss, or she gets wild and she steps out of that stop. So this is all about being smooth, slow, and precise, especially with the mare, because she doesn't cow real strong. Got a lot of move and got a lot of look. But if you have to tap her at the wrong time, she's going to do exactly what you want her to do, but that's sometimes wrong. And we catch a miss, that's going to keep us from marking a 4 or 5, you know? So you really got to be careful with this mare. She doesn't cow real strong, so whatever you tell her, right or wrong, she's going to do it, okay? She's not going to ignore you and overcome you, because she's just not, she's a real feely 75 horse. So I always have said, the better horse you have, the better hand you better beat. And this is a situation right here with Dylan riding this great mare here. She's so much horse that he's got to get along with her, and he's got to wait on her, and she will shine for him. So let's go back in there again, a little slower. I want you to get up out of the herd like you're supposed to, but don't wait on the cow. When the cow walks away, walk with her, but don't get too close to her where you have to get your hand down and she's right up underneath you.
It's okay to stop when you cut the cow. Let them
It's great. I think all of us worry about, we go, and I'm more guilty of that, because I know when I show my horses, I really have to get them up out of the herd because they got so much draw. So when my customers, it's a really good idea when my customers will walk and they can stop and let that cow get away from it and then walk some more. That helps a lot. You just got to assess the situation, because it's always different. You can't do one thing 100% of the time and expect it to work. That's not the way cutting is. The really good showmen, they adapt and they change situations accordingly in milliseconds, and that's what separates the really good showman from the mediocre showman. You've got to be able to option off if things don't feel good. And a good buddy of mine told me not too long ago, it's got to be comfortable for you. Don't allow your herd holders to force you into cutting a cow that you don't feel comfortable with. And the way I like to show is getting the cow up away from me, coming around the top, where I can get up out of the herd and also side pass my horse up into the last cow standing. That helps me. And I think you feel comfortable with that because you've watched me for a long time. So never deviate from what you're comfortable with. When you do that, you're asking for problems, okay? Is it always going to work out? No, it's not always going to work out. Nothing works out 100% of the time in cutting. But you stay consistent on what's comfortable for you, and you'll go to the pay window more than anybody else, okay? So let's try that again, okay?
slow down this time.
Slow down and not be so aggressive when you get your cow cut. Nice and soft and slow into that herd. Wait on them cattle to walk away from you. Them cattle over there on your right, coming around the top. Keep stepping towards them. You got to drive up a little bit more, Dylan. A little bit more. Awesome cut. Perfect cut. That's what I'm after right there. Now ride. Ride and slow down. There you go. Perfect. Let that horse draw that cow to her. Hey, cow. Get across that cow with your leg. Cross that cow. Perfect. Awesome. Just like that. Stay in that cow's face. Go, go. Perfect. Slow down right here. Slow down right here. Good job. Good job. Get across that cow. There you go. Now you're talking. Quit right there. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to go to Belton. What do you think? All right, I really like what you did right there. You slowed down on your cuts. You slowed down when you got your hand down, and that mare got real attractive. She started dropping her head, waiting on that cow, and everything worked. You feel? What do you think?
It felt better when you slow down. At times you got to ride when you're playing catch up, but then once you're caught up, you got to go up and you got to go down.
Absolutely.
You have to adjust the whole way through 2.5 minutes.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. You got to adjust to every second in the cutting horse pen. 2.5 minutes you got. In every second, you got to make split decisions whether you need to ride, sit, wait, and that's what separates the really good showman and the really good hands from just the mediocre hands. You did a great job. All you got to do is think slow, think stop, and you got it. You got a great horse. All you got to do is slow yourself down, and we're ready for Belton. Cool?
Let's go show.
All right. All right, there's 2 white cows. There are only white cows in there, okay? There's 2 white cows in there. There are only 2 white cows in there. Yes. Let's see if we can walk down there and get them to the outside where we can get them cut clean, okay? Push on them and then get away from them, okay? A defense. Play defense here, okay? All right. Here's Dylan Kalutis riding the 7-year-old WR. This cat's smart mare that I did real good at maturity on this. She got crippled and we lost a couple of years. So he's riding her. She's a little bit green, and but we'll do the best we can do. We're going to try to cut these 2 white cows if they'll let us. Try to get them in the right spot. Just push that white cow over there to Butch. Either one. Stepping up through there. Step up there a little bit and be patient right here. Wait, 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 wait. Now step over there. Get center up and drop your hand. Watch that cow. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Atta boy. Stay right there in her face. Very good. There you go. Get across, get across. Now next time, Dylan, next time, be sure, next time. All right. All right, your other white cow's right here with her head up in the middle. Take your time, you're doing good. She's right there, you see her? See if you can manipulate her to the outside. Either way, it doesn't matter. You can bring her this way. Looks like bring her towards me. Keep her to the outside and go with her. Just go with her. I got her here. Go with her. Go, go. Get centered up, center up, center up. Get back across that cow. Come on, come on. Atta boy. Watch that cow, Dylan. Watch that cow. Get across. Atta boy. Watch that cow. Watch that cow. Ride your horse. Ride your horse. Watch that cow. Watch that cow. Watch that cow. Atta boy. Atta boy. Atta boy. All right, take you some cattle, take you some cattle. Take you some cattle. All right, now step up here. Be real cool, whatever wants to stay, Dylan. Be patient, be patient. Right up here, keep stepping, come on. We gotta get something cut. Easy now. Maybe the black cow, maybe. Up, up. Good job, Dylan, good job. Good job. Good job. See how much better that is when you play a little more defensive game? See how much better it is when you play a little more of a defensive game? She was really good for you. The mare was a lot better for you. You slowed down and you allowed that mare to come to you where you could ride her left and right, and your cuts were really good. That's the way you got to show her. Good job. The reason you're probably not winning it right now is because we didn't really get a third cow. Okay? Good job, man. Good job. Good job.
Stay right there. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
You know, it's hard to describe a lifestyle to someone who hasn't actually lived it. You can try to describe the smell of cool air not yet warmed by the sun, or the crunch of gravel roads beneath truck tires as you kickstart the day ahead. But without rising to meet these things, there's no way to truly understand how remarkable they are. There's really no way for someone to understand just how rare and treasured these moments are if they don't live this ranching way of life. You realize the importance of this lifestyle and cherish and embrace the contentment of working alongside your family and passing your values on to your children, but also realize forces are working against you. Well-meaning but uninformed people work hard to regulate and control the very fabric of the landscape. They don't understand and sometimes don't care about the effects their misguided actions have on your ability to ranch. The water and property rights of ranchers are constantly under assault by bureaucrats who are so far removed from the foundation that built our country. They have no idea of the damage they inflict. Stopping them is a battle, but you don't have to fight it alone. Thankfully, the Texas and Southwestern Cattle Raisers Association works tirelessly to protect and honor America's cattle industry and ranching families. We know that ranching is among this country's most cherished and iconic traditions. Ranching provides food for the world and keeps the land healthy and water clean. But throughout Texas and America's Southwest, ranchers are threatened by far-ranging economic uncertainty and ever-changing and increasingly intrusive government regulations. Your membership will help support the TSCRA Special Rangers and specialized law enforcement efforts to protect your ranch from cattle and equipment theft. But most of all, your membership will strengthen TSCRA and help ensure ranching will endure and prosper, so that our children and grandchildren won't just hear about what ranching used to be. They'll continue these ranching traditions for generations to come.
Symbiont helps us reduce, if not eliminate, our worries on EHV1, E. coli, Salmonella, Staph, Listeria, and H1N1. You can't ask for much more than that.
Hi, this is Tyler DeLange from Fort Gratiot, Michigan. Welcome back to Cuttin Up TV.
And here at the Southern Fraternity in Jackson, Mississippi is a big family tradition. We've got kids, and I've grew up and seen 5 or 6 different generations of kids that came around these arenas, even when we were outside cutting in the rain and the mud, and you know, you've just seen them grow up. You know, little Austin Shepherd, he run around here, a little old kid, and following his dad, Sam, and his mother, and grew up running up and down stairs and barefooted and in the mud holes. And, you know, Austin's grew up to be a very successful horse trainer. And there's a lot of them in the same way. You know, you got Brent Davis here that grew up in the horse business. You know, Alan Krautz, Alan come to Mississippi when he was just a little feller, young man, and grew up here in the South. And a lot of these young men come along, and they had a hard time back in the years when us older ones were showing back in the 60s and 70s, and they kept saying one day they'd get us back, you know, and they did. They really did. And these kids now are grown and got families, and their kids are showing, their grandkids are showing, and that's one thing has made the Southern Cutting Horse successful. And right here today, I visited with grandparents that's here to see their grandkids show, to see their nieces, nephews show, and it's just a family tradition that that has been put together over the years, and everybody just expects to come every year, and they come back every year with a new generation of kids and grandparents and uncles and aunts, and you know, it's just been a growing cutting in the South.
Hi, I'm Matt Budge. I'm from Witt, Texas.
Bubba Matlock from Millsap, Texas.
Welcome to Cuttin' Up. This week's segment is called the Sale Barn.
The first horse we're going to look at today is a dual ray gelding. He's out of Hissy Cat. He's a 6-year-old that's won a little under 50,000. He belongs to a customer of mine that has showed him and has done good on him. My niece showed him in the youth and has done really well on him. And I'll let Matt tell you a little bit about the rest of him.
This horse, he's the kind of horse that any weekend cutter is going to want. He's eligible for the novice. He's been in really good programs. It started with Wesley Gallion, and then he's been with Bubba. So you know he's been done the right way. Hall of Fame rider's been riding him. He's just the kind of gelding that when he comes out of those aged events, you're going to be able to go non-pro horse, novice non-pro horse, 50,000 amateur horse. He's sound, he's solid, just ready for anybody to go win on. This horse is all business. If you watch him going through that herd, he's not jumping around or cowing down on any little thing. He knows just exactly what he's going to do, and he's not going to start doing it until Bubba drops his hand. He's ready, but then he drops his hand and he's right going to work. He's got all that action. He stays on those hocks all the time, stays back until he's not leaking up the pen. He's just a really nice trained horse. Go stop a cow on him. This cow's not real good. It's not helping Bubba much. He comes rocking right back out of there perfect.
These cows are kind of a little bit close today. Same thing as if you're at a weekend show. And
another thing I like about this horse is he can go hold a bad cow. He can go real fast, but then when things slow down, he's got a lot of style in the middle. This is really a good horse for. I like how this horse gets still. He'll get out there and wait and get still, and then just rock it back through there. Everything's just all business with this horse. You can send him out there and stop a cow, and then he'll come back and get smart. Get across there and get flat and still. Everything's just right in the right spot. Even though this cow's a little softer, when it gets up there and challenges him, that horse just stays right with it. This horse is just, he's never missing a beat. And that's very important when you're going to a weekend show, because you might be in Batesville, Mississippi one day and Silverado the next day, and you've got varying conditions, and that's where all that training comes in. This horse is staying pure. You can hit this horse with a lick on the flag when you need to tune him up, and he's ready to go. You don't have to stay working cattle on him all the time. He's the kind of horse that when you go to a weekend show, you're going to mark from a 73 to a 75 every time you get him showed. You're not going to mark a bunch of 71s on this kind of a horse. And he's so easy to ride. Like Bubba said, his niece won the National High School Rodeo Finals on him last year. So a youth can ride him, an amateur can ride him, a non-pro can ride him, open rider can ride him, and the horse is competitive in any level. Watch this gelding, even with that power cut right there, then he runs and gets in that ground, gets straight across there and buries it. Every time he's real clean in his front end, comes through there really smooth. This horse just smokes across there and gets in that ground. That's what you gotta have in a weekend horse. They gotta be able to handle any situation. Another thing you notice is how easy this horse is to correct. When Bubba picks his hands up, the horse comes right to him. He doesn't fight him anywhere. It's just real easy to keep right. That's really important for a weekend horse. Something that doesn't take a lot of work. And then he's right back to 75 work right there. Beautiful.
You can just go work this horse on a flag and go to it. I mean, I hardly ever work him on a cow.
That's what I mentioned about what a nice horse he is, because you don't have to work him on a cow. You can take him right to the flag. You might be in Batesville one day and Silverado the next day, and you don't have to be finding some place to work cattle. You can just go hit him a little lick before the show, or once every other day, and he's going to stay trained. That's again where I keep stressing that good training is not going to come off there. And for somebody that's wanting to go haul on the weekends or have a horse for your kid to show in the youth, you don't want something that's got to stay at the trainer and keep right. You want something you can take and just go. Put him in the trailer and go, and that's what this horse is. For a gelding to put in the trailer and go haul for the world or go haul in the youth, high school rodeo, he's going to fit the bill anywhere you want to go. And you don't have to be the world's best cutting horse rider for this horse to work good. He's gonna work good no matter what, just because he is so trained and has such a good integrity about doing his job. You can contact me at 281-795-7405. Or you can get me on Facebook at Budge Performance Horses, LLC.
You can contact me at 817-458-2024. You can find me on Facebook at Matlock Performance Horses. Leave a message.
The biggest thing is if you have some interest in a horse, pick up the phone and give us a call. We can talk to you, and we want to sell you another horse one of these days. So pick up the phone, and we're going to shoot straight with you. Try and get you on a horse that you like.
And if we don't have it, we'll find it.
Folks, welcome to Springtown, Texas here at my place. And today we're going to be working the flag. I'm going to show you the program that I do use and what I teach here, show you how simple it is and how effective it is. I'm going to be riding a little 5-year-old mare here by Smart Little J-Bar. And this mare's got a few problems we're trying to overcome, nothing major. She wants to over-rotate in some of her moves, so I'm going to try to teach this mare how to get up with that cow and get gone with it, travel with the cow, and not over-rotate so that her angles are wrong on the cow. And it's very simple. When this mare does over-rotate, first of all, have your reins short enough, because this is sort of a hand riding event. Have your reins short enough that when you pick that hand up, I mean, it's instant, and it's across the neck if the mare over-rotates to get her back into the cow and a little right leg. What we're trying to do is show her that when this leg comes in here, she needs to hold that line, not go away, not draw too much. So she's got a few little problems. The other things we're going to do is we're going to reinforce her stop a little bit, work on the synchronization with this flag using our legs. This flag there's more opportunity for you to learn things with this flag, this mechanical cow, than anything in the world. Hand and leg coordination, you know, and being smooth. And just by holding this mare up, using my leg and hand, it'll do something else for you, just a maneuver like that. You'll get so that you're real smooth, you're slow and smooth with your hands, so that in a herd, when you're working at a show and you're in that herd, you're going to be perfect. You're going to be smooth, nice, have that poise and confidence that we're looking for in those cuts. So this thing can perform magic for you. It really can. I'll tell you what. The other thing is setting for your stops, synchronization in your turnarounds. That, like I said, the smoothness with the hand, using the leg to get a horse up with the cow, help with the synchronization in the turnarounds, the stops. It's a magnitude of things that you can learn, because this is not a drill. In this little program I'm going to show you, this little pattern we're going to do is simple, it's nice, it's fun. And your session should be short and sweet. If you ride this horse while he's wringing wet with sweat and he's gasping for air, you went way too far. And you're either don't know what you're doing, or you're not effective with what you're trying to get this horse to accomplish. So maybe you need to stop and give it a little more thought of what you're trying to accomplish with this horse and the application that you're going to apply. So anyway, I'll work this mare a little bit. I'll talk to you about what we're doing and how she's responding. And like I said, don't have these reins hung down like this. You're not at a show. You're here to work on your horsemanship and to try to develop the contact mentally and physically with this mare so that you can perform in the show ring. So beating her up is definitely not going to be the answer. So if your reins are like this and I need to get her over here, you know, I've either got to do the old yanking over here, or I'm going to wind up like this just for a little maneuver, you know. Shorten them down so that you can get to this horse quick and smoothly. So if I'm wanting to get her back into a cow or away from that cow, hand comes up, smooth, nice, move her with the leg. So we're working on that professional look, that smoothness, charisma, that picture we want for that judge. We want to absolutely make this guy think that we're great, and we want this horse to think we're brilliant. And this is a great, great machine, the only thing going, as far as I'm concerned, that you can accomplish these things. To get ready, like I said, make sure that your stirrups are right. Make sure that you got these reins so you can control this horse easy without yanking and pulling and disrupting this horse's ability to concentrate on what you're trying to accomplish with him, you know. So get them stirrups right so everything's cool. Get the reins, get your reins at the right length. Take this control, and you can put your hand on the horn, because you're going to work it with this thumb, right, left, right, left. Just set your hand right here, and you can still push, set for your stops, do everything that you need to do. I don't teach people to take a rein in each hand and go over here and the big stops and the hard backs and the pull arounds. I don't care what other people do. I'm going to teach them how easy and how effective this is, this machine, with this procedure. All righty, here we go. So I'll just step her up here. Again, I want her looking at this cow like I just cut it out of the herd. I don't want to start her sideways. A lot of horses, when this thing starts, will over-rotate and blow out of there, and you'll wind up going down that arena instead of across with it. So when I ride up here to this cow, I'm going to keep my hand up. I'm not going to wonder where she's going. I'm going to be able to control that action if she does over-rotate, or even if she doesn't start with it. I want control. This is a hand riding event, hand and leg. So I'm going to go to the right. Didn't scare her too bad. Just get my stop. Back a couple of steps. 1, 2. Synchronization with the flag. Get her up with it. Both legs for getting her up. Travel with it to my next stop. Over-exaggerating my stop. for muscle memory, so that when you're traveling with the cow, it's just going to be automatic. Again, I'll back her with this calf, 1, 2, doesn't matter. Start the flag, synchronize all the way through with the left leg. She's wanting to go away, up with the hand, in with the leg. Set for the stop. She doesn't have to kill herself in her stops as long as I can feel her wanting to catch that stop. If I need to reinforce the stop, just come over here. Oh, I'm not going to have to kill her. Nice soft stop. And the reason you can get that is because you don't have all that slack in the rein. When you pick that hand up just a little bit, you're into the mouth. Once you get into the mouth, then you can keep a hold of them to hold them into the stop. If you go to back your horse, and this horse disengages behind, when you go to back, he wants to give you this number. Just take the time, say no, set him back up, come with this leg back here. Now you don't even, a horse that has some feel, you don't even have to use the arm. But when I back, I'll just hold the hind end, it's like that. A lot of people, when they do this procedure, they want to hold the head when they back. Well, the head's out like this, away from the cow, even just if it's just 2 inches, then they have to elevate the shoulder to get through that move. So we don't want to do that. So just use one hand, if you can, and hold them with this leg. So that you back like that. Now synchronization, traveling parallel with it, to the stop, and reinforce my stop again.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages. Bell County Expo is one of the finest equestrian facilities in Central Texas, hands down. Not only are equestrian events, rodeo, concerts, graduations, agricultural shows, symposiums, and the county fair, which always brings a lot of fun to the Bell County Expo. Contact bellcountyexpo.com to find out if you can bring your event to Bell County Expo in Bell County. How would you like to live closer to the Will Rogers Coliseum than anyone in Weatherford, Texas? Thanks to the new Chisholm Trail Parkway, Cleburne to Fort Worth is just 25 minutes. This resort-style saltwater pool area was designed with thoughts and memories of floating the Frio River in Concan, Texas, with the relaxing atmosphere of the finest resorts in Cancun, Mexico. Definitely built for entertaining. The horsemen will appreciate all pipe fencing and turnouts with water and shelter to support a broodmare and foal operation. Lots of outbuildings, working pens, alleys, and traps for working cattle and keeping horses tuned. And a great big round pen with terrific footing for getting them ready to go show. Beautiful 20-acre fertilized Bermuda grass hay meadow that yielded 94 rolls at the first cutting. The main home with metal roof is all Austin stone and cedar trim. 4 bedrooms, lots of custom tile, wood floors throughout, crown molding, heat pump system, the list goes on. The large dining area sits next to a huge kitchen with more cabinets than you can shake a stick at. With a huge office, big yard, beautiful views, and lots of shade trees.
I'm Jessica Petrofesso from Elbert, Colorado. Welcome back to Cuttin' Up.
Hello, my name is Tracy Barton. I'm from Northridge Ranch in Pierce, South Dakota, and today I'm talking to you about bits. One of my favorite bits is what I call a correction bit. It's called a TTB correction. It's made by Ray Mayhew out of Patterson, New York. Ray has been a customer of mine as well as a sponsor of mine for the past 20-25 years, has supplied me with all my bits. And this is a special bit. It's not a real thin bit, it's a 5/8 bit. And the reason why I like this bit so much, if you get a bit or a correction bit with a real small diameter mouthpiece in it, a lot of times it's going to cut into that horse, or it's going to make that horse root on that bridle a little bit or scare them. If you have a bit with a bigger diameter, a lot of times a horse will lunge into that bit and you lose that bite and you have to do a lot more tugging. So this is kind of the middle of the road bit, and it has a lot of feel to it. The reason why I say a lot of feel, you can take a correction on a really small diameter and you'll pull and nothing will happen, and all of a sudden you have a tremendous amount of bite. In this particular bit, with the Mayhew bit, the way we've got the shank swept back a little bit, you can pull it a little bit, you get a little bite. You pull a little more, you have a little more bite, or you can really pull a lot and then you can get your stop. This bit, it takes a lot to scare a horse in this type of bit, with this diameter bit, with this shank. I've had some corrections that I've used in the past before I met Ray Mayhew, where the diameter was really small and I would scare the horse, or a diameter was really big and I was tugging all the time and I lost a lot of feel in my horse. This particular bit accomplishes all that. You have a lot of feel on your horse, you don't scare your horse, and yet if you really need to stop a horse or it gets out of control, you're able to do that without scaring the horse at all. We have put inlay, if you can see the back of this, we have inlaid copper into the shank to help the horse salivate throughout the working process so that the horse's mouth doesn't become dry. I really like that concept. It really keeps the horse's mouth. We have a lot more feel in that horse's mouth by doing that. And the longevity of this bit, using it on a horse, far increases that of a bit that you can use for 1 or 2 days and then you've got to swap off. This particular bit I've been using probably for 25 years. I've probably won over $2 million using this particular bit, and I'm very comfortable with this. It's a good transition bit from, let's say, a snaffle and a C bit, and you want to go to maybe a stiff bit or a clapper bit sometimes. This correction bit is a good intermediate bit in between there. We also have a bit that's built just like this, but it does have a square port that we use on the babies or the 3-year-olds when we transition from a snaffle to a C bit. Before we come to this bit, if we want to use this bit, we use that square port. So there's a lot of different applications with this particular concept of a correction bit. I also like the reins to be 5/8 reins. I don't like a real thick rein because it seems to me it's real heavy in my hand and I have to work harder to pull. My hands are kind of big, and a 1/2 inch rein is tougher for me because I feel like I'm having to grab trying to find the rein. So the 5/8 rein for me works really well. I like a chin strap, a metal or leather. It really doesn't matter on this particular bit, because once you get it properly adjusted where you can put 2 fingers between the chin and the chin strap, you're going to have enough bite with this particular bit. The shanks, if you've noticed the shanks, they're not super long and they're not super short. They're just mid-range. Everything's mid-range on this bridle, and I like that because it's going to fit a higher percentage of horses versus a particular bit that's going to fit 1 or 2 type horses. And in my business, where we're riding 20 or 30 horses a day, I want to have a bit that's going to fit the majority of horses. Other than that, it's just a really good bit. And the thing I like about Ray Mayhew's bits is that if you do tear one up, and unfortunately trainers at times do tear up bits, he fixes them exactly the same way as if they were brand new. So the bit you're getting back is the same bit as when you purchased it. That's talking a bit. My name's Tracy Barton from Northridge Ranch in Pierce, South Dakota. Thanks for watching Cuttin' Up.
The Talking a Bit segment is designed to let you know what trainers consider to be their favorite bit and what their uses are. Be sure and talk with your trainer to see what bit works best for you and your horse. Hey folks, thanks for joining us this week. We want to say a big thank you to Konstantin Kolotis. He is an amazing teacher. If you get a chance, try to hook up with him. Go stay at Nueces Canyon Ranch. Be sure and stay long enough where you can stay at the inn. It is fantastic. You'll love it. Make it an entire weekend experience, or get a hold of Konstantin. He's got a Facebook page. That's where he does a lot of his bookings for upcoming clinics as well as one-on-one. He's a great teacher. You'll love riding with him. Big thank you also to the American Cutting Horse Association. Be sure and go to americancutting.org. Find out where all their great shows are, just like the one they had there at the Bell County Expo. One of my favorite places to go in the state of Texas. Be sure and join us on our next episode of Cuttin' Up.
Home on the range, this is not the same. If you can't cut it, then get out the ring. Stay behind the gate if you can't stand the flame. Let someone in there who knows the game. If you can't cut it, move out the way.
Be sure and go to Cuttin' Up TV's Facebook page and like us.